A revenge drone attack of ISIS by the US hit the innocent family and claimed the life of 7 children. France recalls its ambassador to the US over anger with its submarine deal with Australia being replaced by US and the UK. North Korea is creeping back to the center of international attention with its nuclear reactor buildup. US banks asked to send clients' data to IRS to catch the fraud. Do you agree? And the feature story of today, what do we need to remember on the Constitution Day? Welcome to Wei and Kathy show. I'm your host Wei Fang, and today is only Wei here because Kathy is on the reporting job to a women's summit in Dallas. So she will be back on Sunday, and the next Monday she will be bringing you the newest scoop from that summit. Okay, so today, I'm your only host. Again, we will be doing the other program on the feature story on the Safe Chat, and first a little bit talk about the feature story. What's today? What day is today? Can you recall? Let me pause for 1, 2, 3 seconds. It's Constitutional Day. It's Constitution Day, right? And I don't know whether you're aware of it. This in 2004, Congress passed a law. It's actually a spending law, but in it designated that September 17th would be the Constitution Day, which is to commemorate the September 17th of the 1787, all right, which is the date in the Independence Hall of Philadelphia, where the founding fathers signed on the finished Constitution of the United States of America. So that was a significant time after spending 5 months over there, nearly 5 months, from April 25th all the way to September 17th. And this is really over the summer, okay, in that building. And then they have to close the window and close the door to maintain, secrecy of that the session. And so it was very hard. But the 55 members of the representatives of the colonies, 13 colonies, what we call them founding fathers today, okay? They work on that and they sign that Constitution on that very day. So then in the 2004, a West Virginia senator, okay, Richard Byrd, actually he's the longest serving senator in the Senate for 51 years, okay? He already passed away in 2010. Anyway, so he pushed through this act, so designating today is the Constitution Day. So supposedly the public school and the federal agency will have a constitutional education program today. And if this day falls on the weekend or any holiday, it shall be moved so that the public schools and the federal agencies be able to observe this day. So ask your children. After this program, did the school teach this? Actually, I interviewed Professor Paul Skousen and about, was the Senator's Byrd's wish be honored? Did we live up to this day? He said the lackluster, okay? A lot of schools, including his university, pretty much ignore it. But it's actually illegal. You're going against the law if you don't observe this day. If you are a federally funded public school or a federal agency. Anyway, but we will talk about what do we really need to remember, okay, on this very day. So before that, let's talk about the news of the today. So remember in August 26, 13 U.S. soldiers were killed by a suicide bomb at the Kabul airport, along with the 60 Afghans. So ISIS-K claimed the responsibility. 3 days later, U.S. launched a drone attack to revenge the attack by hitting a terrorist target. All right, today, the Pentagon came out and admitted that they hit the wrong target. Okay, they actually hit a home of an Afghan aid worker working for the Nutrition and Education International, this organization. And so he killed all his family, as many as 10 people, including 7 children. Yeah, we're all very sorry to hear that. And then the Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin apologized in a statement today. He said, I offer my deepest condolences to surviving members, family members of those who were killed. And we know now that there's no connection between Mr. Ahmadi, who's the head of the household killed, and the ISIS-K. So yeah, it's really sad, And so my quick comment. First, the attack happened in 3 days. Okay, within 2 days after the Kabul suicide bomber attack. All right, did it do it too quick? And so that to win back the public confidence. And but anyway, the CENTCOM launched that attack. The drone hit that house and killed all the people in it. But now it turned out to be a mistake. So I don't know. I don't have all the details about why they attacked and how the mistake was made. That's another investigation. I don't have that detail. Okay, but the question I want to ask is, did they do it too quick? Okay, because they made a mistake. 13 service members lost their life, and then they did a quick attack without doing enough validation, which claimed another 10 people, innocent people. Okay. But the good part about this, to be honest, as a Chinese American who did not grow up here, I grew up in China. We know how government work there. It is good that Department of Defense apologized. Of course, we do know that New York Times broke the story, and they would publish the news anyway. And God knows what others helped get them to come out and apologize in public. But that act is still a good one. Okay, it's a tragedy, right? But our government, being able to come out and face the world saying that I'm sorry, we did it wrong, I'm very, very sorry, that still demonstrates the decency of the United States of America. China does not do that. CCP would never do that. They could kill 10, 20,000 people, and they won't apologize for a bit, okay? Because they see that apologize is a weakness, all right? The party will be always glorious. The party was always righteous. The party is always great. So anyway, so that's still the good part. Among this tragedy, that's still the silver lining here. Maybe, I don't know whether you feel about this or not, but as a new American, immigrant, that's a decency. That's still what earned the respect of the world. How America earned the trust of the world. When we make mistake, we come out, we say, oh, I'm sorry. Second piece of news has to do with France. All right, France thought it was about to close the deal with Australia to build a fleet of nuclear-powered attack-class submarines. When it suddenly learned that the Biden administration and the UK, United Kingdom, took its place, and the France was not even notified. All right, when this US, UK, and Australia deal was announced to the public. All right, so the French Prime Minister Macron was really so mad that he recalled its ambassadors to both the US and the Australia. All right, so actually France never recalled any of its ambassadors from the US in history. This is the first time. All right, the furious French embassy also canceled a Washington gala commemorating the 240th anniversary of the Battle of the Capes. All right, I don't know whether you know that. Do you still remember that? If you do, can you just type there? I just want to know how many people know that battle. So basically, remember, this is near the end of the Revolutionary War in the South Theater of that war, and the Yorktown. George Washington was able to encircling General Corvallis there, and then his 8,000 people tried to 8,000 army tried to evade, try to run away. And then from New York, the British fleet was coming over there and tried to take them away. But the French fleet, which is a U.S. ally, was there intercepting the British fleet, and they have that naval battle, which is called the Battle of the Capes. British were defeated. They ran away, and then the end result is the Yorktown was General Corral. I don't know how to say that. General Corrales, okay, he surrendered with 7,000 soldiers. That pretty much ended the Revolutionary War, and the U.S.'s independence became guaranteed after that battle. So this is a business deal. My quick comment is yes, this is a big deal. This is a business deal, and we have to do what we have to do. But notice in the details, okay, the French learn about this deal from the media. Our administration did not notify them, or did not notify them early enough. Even though our Secretary of the State said that he has been working with them for a few days ahead of the notice, which was strongly refuted by the French administration, the French government. They said no, we learned it from the public, the media report, and that really hurt. So they recalled their ambassador. Well, my little takeaway is this. My quick comment is this. I think we do business in the way that it should be done, and if our nuclear-powered submarine technology is better than French, and we should convince Australia to take our deal instead of French deal. But I think as an ally, as a friend, we shall be honest with them and just tell them ahead of time, not surprise them. This is the decency. Again, a decency of a a civilized country, a decent administration. I don't know the detail of whether indeed the Biden administration did not even notify them, as the French claimed. I don't know for sure, but if what they said is wrong, and I think compared to the earlier one, the defense Secretary of the Defense apologized at least in a straight way. I think that's how should we handle this too. All right. So the next piece of news has to do with by the way, China, the CCP regime was really, really mad, okay? So they were mad starting yesterday. They raised their rhetoric against Australia and the U.S. and calling Australia the walking dog of the U.S. We don't curse people in this country with a walking dog, but if China, the CCP, damn someone as a walking dog, that's pretty harsh in Chinese. This is a literal translation of Chinese way of damning people. Okay, walking dog. All right, so they are mad because why Australia want to buy those, want to build those fleet, about 12 nuclear-powered submarine, because it's clearly the target is the enemy is a CCP. The nuclear submarine nuclear-powered submarine is able to just sail under the water for 30 years without being refueled, so they can be virtually permanently under the sea. And in the South China Sea, in the Taiwan Strait, in the East China Sea, and apparently Australian Navy shall be an ally of the U.S. and Japan in defending Taiwan and the South China Sea. So understandably, the CCP regime was really mad. So my comment is whatever. All right, so next move on to the next piece of news, which is satellite images revealed on Thursday that North Korea is constructing new buildings at its Yanbian nuclear facility. Okay, traditionally the communist dictatorship source of the weapon-grade uranium and plutonium. All right, so actually, an expert explained that can be two possibilities. First, it's fake. It's just fake. Okay, they did not have enough build up there, and they are moving around, getting busy there, so that it can be captured by the satellite. Shows it may be trying to put on a show to exert more pressure upon the U.S. The second reason, it is for real. Okay, they're really trying to rebuild its nuclear capabilities, and remember that just 2 days ago. U.S. sent a special envoy to Tokyo. And over there, about the North Korea matter, over there the envoy spoke remotely to the leader of the North Korea, saying that we are not hostile. Let's sit down and talk. Oh boy. My quick comment is here. When you talk to North Korea, don't start with we are not hostile. Okay? Be strong. Say don't misbehave, or we're gonna, in Trump's word, we're gonna bomb you into the range of fire. And that's how you get North Korea to behave. But our special envoy said, we are not hostile. Yeah, so just come sit down and talk with us. The very same day, North Korea fired 2 missiles, flying 500 miles and 37 miles high, and they land just near the coastal line of the Japan. That's what you got. That's what you got. Okay, weakness begets war, and strength begets peace. This is the very founding principles of our country. And I just wish our administration would heed that. It's not hard to understand. It's not hard to heed. Don't show your softness to a rascal nation, a rogue nation like North Korea and the CCP and China. I don't want to call it China. Okay, you understand what I mean? And China. All right. So always be strong, super strong with North Korea, or it will grow into a daily headache for the U.S. and Japan, and it is on its path to be that. Okay, the next piece of news has to do with the Secretary of Treasury, Janet Yellen, and the IRS Commissioner sent letters to lawmakers this week, urging the Congress to include the tax hike legislation a requirement that the banks report annual transaction data on accounts with $600 or more, or have that $600 worth of transaction over the year to the IRS. Okay, so what's the purpose? The purpose is catching people who evade tax. They just they're doing their things like business in cash. They don't report, and then it has to go to the bank. So bank have those numbers, but they don't. They are not on any other paper, so they don't file with them. So they are able to evade tax with that. All right. So the Treasury Department hope to collect additional $460 billion over a decade, capture those fraud. And then what's the risk? Risk is a central database will be, will have all the data, all the financial transactions of all the Americans in this country. And this central database is a sitting duck to be hacked. And the other risk is the IRS may not be able to analyze the data with such a big amount of data, and the bank will claim that they're going to have a very costly compliance burden. What do you think? What do you think? Actually, if you want to ask me what do I think, actually I'll postpone that answer a little bit to later. All right, so I think it can be a good idea and also can be a bad idea. And I will explain because it has to do with today's topic, the feature story, which has to do with the Constitution Day. All right, with no further ado, we're moving on to the Safe Chat to talk about the Constitution, which is the September 17th. I do have something to share with you, and also it has to do with this bank thing, right? It will impact each of us. But do you think it's the right thing? The federal government, should they do this, or should not or they should not do it? My answer is this: on certain condition, they should do it. But on some other condition, they definitely should not. All right, let's move on to the Safe Chat. And thank you very much for those of you coming to the YouTube. We'll see you next Monday. Remember, Kathy will be here with her new reporting. All right, let's move on over there. Our staff, please, backstage, please post the Safe Chat link so that it can easily come over. So let's go. 1, 2,